This one's buried really good. This one's probably a good 20 feet long. See, it starts up there and then runs down underneath me. Behind me, this exposed little dirt pile, and that's usually a pretty clear indication of some type of either surface digging or prospect site. Alright guys, we're back out. I'm parked off this mountain switchback here, and I mean it's just a sharp turn and you wouldn't even see it from the road, but there's a faint trailhead right here, and according to the map that's how I can hike into a mine site. Beautiful fall colors are out. Can't see much, but there's a big rocky ridge up behind me. Yeah, it's nice out. The hike in shouldn't be very far. The drive up here took longer than the hike will, but the sun's trying to peek behind the clouds. Let's grab the pack and get started. The farthest I've been on this road actually was at the top here, came over down the other side. So I've actually never been on this side of the ridge, but let's see what we can find. Here we go. Up at the top of the ridge, above where I parked, there's an alpine lake hike that I need to get a video of, and that one's definitely a popular spot, but this one is not as well traveled. Probably not picking up on camera, but the colors are beautiful. This has quite a bit of elevation change. It kind of starts up on the road there and dips down, but now we're climbing back up. Well, I just came from that direction. There's a tiny bit of a gully, like a wash here, and it says up off that ridge somewhere is usually a waterfall. I'm guessing that's probably more in the spring from the snow runoff. Every once in a while, there's a bit of a dirt bike tire tread. I don't think it's new as in today, but fairly recent, which makes sense. This continues on for quite a ways. It's not just specifically to this mine, but It's not going to pick up on camera very well, but there's a ton of red up on that ridge line, all right below. Just on the other side would be that alpine lake. And I'm not even that high up necessarily, but I just got an awesome view. So the trail's just right above me. I just started working my way down the hillside. According to the map, it's just to the left, the side I'm on, the downhill side of the trail, but it's also the GPS tracking is showing me off the trail. Right now I am, but when I was on the trail it was showing me just off, so I don't think it was linking up 100%, but I just started kind of zigzagging. Didn't find a trail, but I did see behind me this exposed little dirt pile, and that's usually a pretty clear indication of some type of either their surface digging or prospect site. And I think I might have found this one. It is definitely a smaller operation. We're talking one, maybe two guys. So you've got this noticeable little waste rock pile, bunch of shale rock actually, so it would have been pretty dangerous to work in. So behind me here, there's a big divot, like a notch in the hillside. There's that down tree up above, so it might be kind of hard to tell on camera, unfortunately, but I think this was it. I think this was the little prospect mine site. That's what a lot of these were up in the mountains. They were just worked by a couple of people, maybe even one guy, and then time just eroded it closed. But there's a lot of greenery down here in the notch, or some water that comes out from under the surface. It does look like right here would have been an adit, and they might not have even gone very deep. There's not much of a waste rock pile below me, but it is noticeable once you see it, but it's kind of hidden. It's kind of hidden by these two trees. Man, it's pretty out. I think that was it right up there. There's a ton of this shale waste rock that they would have just dumped over the side, and then not much dirt. So they didn't get very deep, but a lot of times that's what these sites were. They were just prospects that might have had a small adit, so they were able to be labeled as a mine. But yeah, not many. It's not a very interesting site, you can tell, because there's not really a path down to it from the trail. And usually if there's something, even if it's got a back gate or a partial collapse, you'll definitely see an offshoot where people have gone to check it out. So I'm just gonna keep working my way back up to the trail. So I'm going to continue on just a little bit further up the trail. There's another one that shows on the map that's just off the trail to the left again. It might be the exact same thing, but we're all the way out here and we're still close. Might as well check it out and make it a twofer. The part that's kind of surprising me is how narrow, especially in that steep section at the beginning, how narrow this is. You have to be some die-hard single track guys to ride this one. Look at that. Opened up into this mountain meadow. Wow. What a cool break in scenery. Well, I'm off the trail. Been bushwhacking quite a bit, following my map, and honestly felt like I just wasn't gonna find it. And I haven't pinpointed it exactly yet, but I've got an interesting find. Right below me, two cart line rails. So one's fairly long and heavy. So I'm guessing that my app hasn't 100% connected, and I don't think these would have been drug up the hill. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit up, and I bet you it's up there somewhere. Yeah, this one's buried really good, and this one's probably a good 20 feet long. You can see it starts up there and then it runs down underneath me. But I don't see anything further down, but it says, according to the map, I'm really close to it. So yeah, I'm gonna go up just a little bit. I'm guessing the rails would have come down the hillside. Haven't seen a notch or exposed earth yet, but it could be just like that other one where it's fairly hidden. This is only like a quarter mile off the trail, but there was some elevation change. There were several moments where it looked like there was a path or two, but I'm guessing that's just from game breaking through the brush. Looking for that exposed dirt, rock, any more signs of the hand of man, because it could be just like that last one, and it's just slightly off on the map connectivity. But those rails were a good sign. And honestly, there's a really high chance that it's just one of these little shallow divots, been just kind of eroded over time with the snow and the snow melt every season. But there'd be no reason to have the rails drug up the hill unless they were trying to get it out, I guess. But that last one didn't have any visible rail lines. In theory, this would have a portal. I feel like I'm pretty far down now, so I don't think it's 100% connected, which is understandable. I'm just using it off my phone. It's not a designated hiking GPS. Yeah, it's saying it's back up the hill, so start working my way back up. Just kind of keep zigzagging up the hill, see what I can see. I'll turn you back on if I find more signs. Oh man. So I'm back on the trail, obviously. Around that bend and down was the first one. I couldn't find that second one, unfortunately. I saw a bunch of divots on my way back up to the trail. I took a slightly different direction up the hill just to see if I could cover a little more area, and cool finding those rails. It's obviously down there somewhere. On the map, it kept jumping around or whatever, but it looked like it kind of looped the little area. You can start seeing the ridge over there behind me, down and then back up a small rise is the truck. Some of these sections you'd have to be a die-hard single track rider, because there is, well, let me just turn the camera around and show you. All right, so I was just up there in the sunshine and it starts dropping down. You have a bit of a cliff face that's starting on this side, but I mean, camera doesn't do justice, but yeah, it's a bit of a drop in some of these sections. There's actually quite a few spots of this that's overgrown a bit to where you'd be scraping bushes. Yeah, see, even that, you can't really tell, but that has a divot right into the rocks, and just a tiny bit below here, it's all covered in pine duff, but I would almost think that wasn't natural. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you this section through here. Not much before the drop, and then there's another section through this one. Yeah, that's got rock outcropping on the left and nothing really on the right. Most of the trail's fairly easy to traverse, I would think, but some of these sections I think would be pretty gnarly unless you're an experienced rider. Beautiful though, holy cow, man, what a cool trail. But yeah, past the first one that we found, and now we're just going to be dropping back down a ways, and then there's just the slight climb back to the truck. So Whew. Made it back. What a cool trail. Well, right around now, I just had a video go up on the channel, basically just thanking everybody. We passed 500 subscribers. Crazy. Go back, if you can, go back and watch it. It's a short one. Thanking everybody for all the support, kind words and comments. Thanks for following along on this one, guys. 1 for 2. Honestly, I'd be happy being out on a hike even if we were 0 for 2, but it was cool finding that one. It was neat seeing the old cart line buried on the hillside of the second one. Wish I could have found it, but I was all over back there. Wow, 3.5 miles out and back total. All right, guys, load back up in the truck. I'm gonna eat my lunch on the way driving back down. It'll take a little bit to get back towards town, so. All right, guys, back to pavement. Still have a little bit of a drive to get back to town, but not too bad. Thank you so much for following along on this one. 1 for 2, I'd call that a win. Even 0 for 2, a day out hiking's better than inside any day. If you guys like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, anything you want to see more of, less of. I'm always up for suggestions, criticism, all that. You guys take care, and we'll catch you on the next one.